Guys, give it up for Sam and Sean. This is amazing. This is so cool, this whole thing. It's great. Man, I keep wanting to call it sexting as fuck, because it's sexting AF. Hi, I'm David. Am I in the light, or is it like really dark over me right now? It's dark? Okay, well then I will go over here and try not to pace too much. Okay, hi, hello, there we go. My face, great. Thank you, one person clapping over there, great. Okay, hi, my name is David. I have been doing online dating, like as soon as Olive said, hey, ASL, I was like, yep, I've been doing that. I've been doing it since I was like 13. And it's slowly just grown. I've been on every dating site or dating app imaginable, like all of them. Tinder, Bumble, Happen, Plenty of Fish 2, Electric Boogaloo. Just all J-Swipe, J-Date, JJ-Date. That's a dating app for people who are fans of Lost, the new Star Wars. Hey Date, that one's just for horses. Snapchat, which my friends are like, that's not a dating app. I'm like, clearly we use it differently. Christian Mingle, Atheist and Chill, Agnostic. Let's see what happens. Let me see. What else? Oh, Divorce Dating, Sad Dad Meet. That one's not a dating app. That's just a place I go to get free hot wings and have a man say he's proud of me. Yeah, so I mean, I've done all of them, but like, real story, I was on Christian Mingle, because I signed up in a blackout, and I looked at my bio, and it said, I'm atheist, but I'm having doubts. I never got so many messages in my life. Everybody trying to turn this. Yeah, what's up, Brooklyn? Okay. So I have been doing this Tinder Tales podcast for a year, and the reason I started is because I was in a relationship, and so I would like try and live vicariously through my friends' online dating stuff, and I would just look through it and I'd be like, this is bad. This is not good. My talk is called "How to Best Present Yourself Online," or the subtitle is "How to Not Look Like a Murderer on the Internet." Because I don't know, Wait, how many like people you're like, he might murder me on the internet? Is that like a, yeah, you like everybody's like, yeah, that's like, it's so common because no one, like so many people are just not self-aware of what they do as like themselves. They just put out this thing and then people are like, oh no, never. Like don't take a picture of yourself in a bathtub. I don't know why that's so common. It's a real thing I've seen way too much of. So many people just hanging out in bathtubs, like, Who takes baths regular anyway? This way, okay, 2 people, great. Both women, not dudes. But so I asked all my friends on the internet what some of the things they were tired of seeing. So I'm gonna give like some things of definitely what not to do on your profiles for men, women, and like things we both do wrong. And then I'm gonna tell you some things that like how to like better express yourself on the internet, so you can kind of, because that's the thing about online dating, is we forget, like, especially if you're, like, monogamous, you just need one person to like you. That's all you need. I know we all want everyone to love us. That's why I'm up here. But, but you only need 1 or 2 people where it's like, hey, I like exactly that. So it's, like, better about presenting yourself. For guys, I asked, like, a whole bunch of friends, first of all, no camouflage. Don't do that to yourself. This was huge. No shirtless selfies at all. Worse, headless selfies. I assume if you take a shirtless selfie, it's because you've got so jacked pushing all your friends out of your life. It's just like it's crazy. Like there are ways you could show off your body without it being like, listen, here's a bathroom mirror. No one looks good in a bathroom mirror. Just with like bad tiling behind you, no one wants that. This is probably the biggest one I get stressed to everyone. Guys, don't stress yourself. Don't ever put yourself out as a nice guy. That no one wants to hear that, and it's terrifying most of the time. Because it always starts with nice guy, and then followed with, but like, if you're a bitch, I'm going to tell you you're a bitch. And you're like, what? I've been hurt by too many whores. I'm a nice guy. That's way too never, like every time I see the phrase nice guy, if you're a nice guy, just tell about yourself and people will figure it out. Also, nice guy usually just means I am a boring person who thinks if I'm nice to women, they will have sex with me. That sounded wrong. That's not what I meant. If I put nice coins in the machine, eventually sex will come out. Like, I do so many nice things for you, you owe me sex. That's not good. I feel like I'm in the right audience to say that. Any audience is the right audience. DTF. You don't need to tell women you're down to fuck. They've figured it out through years and years and years and years. If that's like all you like, trust me. Women will. If a woman wants to fuck you, she will tell you. It's like if she wants to fuck you right away, she'll just be like, "Hey, what's up?" You don't need to be like, "Hey, I'm DTF. Please put your mouth where my balls are," or please, or do that, and then we know not to talk to you. That is the bonus of that. This is my favorite because this is someone whose favorite movie is definitely Fight Club. You are not special. That's like what kind that falls in with a you don't need to be passive. Be positive in your profile. Be positive. That's what you should be presenting the best version of yourself. Not like, I'm tired of these fucking Snapchat filters. Everybody will see that and go, oh, you don't know how to handle your emotions. Get out of here. Let me see. You also need to tell us you're laid back and chill. We know. Everybody's so fucking chill these days. Everybody's just like, yeah, they're just like riding their surfboards into the sun, and then they freeze the sun because that's how chill they are. This one I feel like is more New York centric, but you don't need to post with things you've murdered. We are not cavemen. You do not need to prove that you're a hunter-gatherer in society. Be like, hey, listen, you know what? I can provide deer meat for us. I named this one Bambi. Too sad. All right. With girls, my best advice, have a pulse. It seems pretty easy. It's weird. I'm going to paint with a broad stroke for a second, and I hope you'll forgive me. But, societally, it feels like men are taught offense and women are taught defense. That, it feels that's, the general vibe of things. And so, with girls, you do want to be more selective because you want to kind of weed out, as much as it infuriates a 5'7" man as myself, if someone says 6 feet or over, I don't want to date them. That's great. I don't want that. It's like, oh, if you don't want to date me, I don't want to date you. And that's just a healthy attitude to have. Because one time I went out with a girl and she showed up and she was 6'3", and I was like, if this is a problem, I will leave. We didn't talk about heights beforehand, and if you're not going to... I don't know what it is. Is it biology? Well, let's not get into that. That's just... You don't need to tell me that your kids are your life. Because if I see your kids, I know they're your life. You know who I know whose kids aren't their lives? The people who don't have kids in their Tinder profile. I would love to see one person on Tinder just be like, yeah, me and my kids are keeping it real casual, seeing where it goes. That would be my favorite. Also, you don't need to write no hookups because... the guy who's going to try and message you about hooking up, that's not going to stop him. I don't think robbers see a no trespassers sign and go, oh, well, we can't go in here then. It has a sign. We have to stay out. That's something you discuss on regular. Okay, so this is for both. This is just general good advice. Group picture never should be your first picture. I don't want to have to hunt and peck and figure out. It's because you're also setting bad expectations. Because if I see a group picture, I've already picked one. I'm like, I hope it's that one, and it never is. It's you don't want my first opinion when seeing your face to be like, damn it. This is just in general. Don't tell me you like adventure unless you are Indiana Jones, and then please tell me you love adventure. But if you're... We all love adventures, I think, or definitions of adventure. I spent a whole week on Tinder and OkCupid. Every girl's profile that said adventure, I was like, what kind of adventures do you like to go on? No one answered me. That doesn't sound like you love adventure. That sounds like you're like, man, I wish there was something other than watching Netflix I could do. Don't take a picture with tigers. That just creeps people out. It's like, yeah, we put drugs in this tiger so I could sit with it. or African children, unless that is your life. If that really is your life, then you're a great humanitarian. We're probably not going to get along. But, like, you should find your other humanitarian. So if that's your life, do it. But otherwise, we get it. You spent a summer abroad taking care of people. You're great. This, just in general, though, don't complain and condescend. The number one way I know a woman's been cheated on is if she puts no cheaters in her profile. Like, everybody else is just searching for cheaters. Everybody else is like, yeah, I hope I find one that doesn't really respect my boundaries. Also, this goes along with the thing I said about children alive. Don't have kids in your first pick. The way I define a dating app is it is a social app with a sex component. That's the best way I've found to describe it, because everybody's like, Tinder's a hookup app. And I'm like, tell that to my friends who got married, because they're doing it wrong then. But it's like, so it's still, there's a sexual component. So I don't want to be swiping through and be like, well, I don't want to fuck these kids. So that's good. Also, anyone who does want to fuck your kids, don't have that as your first picture. It's terrifying. Also, blurry pictures. You get one shot to make, like, all dating apps are on the, like, because we don't have smells to trick ourselves into liking people. It's all face and picture. Have like a face picture that's a good picture of your face. I know it sounds dumb, but I have seen so many weird blurry pictures that people are like, I don't know if I like these pixel people. You get rid of them. This one, I did not realize this was so common. This is the superhero edition of this. For men, please stop taking a picture of you unbuttoning a shirt and then having a Superman logo. You knew exactly what I was talking about. I did not. Someone told me that. I was like, no way, that's a common thing. And she's like, at least 5% of profiles have that. That blows my mind. For women, don't have looking for my Joker to my Harley Quinn. That's weird. Morticia to Gomez, much better relationship as far as Dom Sub goes. You don't want a guy who's just going to lie to you and tries to kill Batman. That seems gross. Okay, so here's just some basic things for picture. So those are all basically all the don'ts. I did wish I had pictures, but I did not think this out far enough in ahead. But in general, for pictures, great advice. Have your first picture, face picture. That's all you need. Just like, hey, look, this is what I look like. I hope you can imagine putting your lips on it. Great. Second picture, also general face picture, because you want two pictures that, like, you want like a second confirmation. Because if you swipe through and you're like, I think these are all different people. You want two pictures where it's like, hey, here's me. Also, still me. And then you want picture. You never want a picture with a group of people. This is more for guys, but you just want to let them know, hey, people can tolerate me. Or maybe they talk shit behind my back, but they can tolerate me on the surface. So let's go there. Also, doing stuff. You don't need 8 pictures of you just like, hey. Because that's boring. You're a boring person. Like just find pictures where a real good tip. If you ever been to a wedding, everybody dresses up nice for those. You have one at a wedding, unless you're the bride, which I have seen once. I swiped right because I was like, I want to know more about your life, where you're married, not poly, or where you were married, and that's the picture you went with. Just you with her husband. I'd be like, rough week? I don't know. Also, and one that's of your body, not shirtless or anything, just of your body. Let people know what you're working with. Because, I get it. You might not be the most attractive person in the world. So none of us are. None of us are. They're models. They live in LA, and I've only heard about them in pictures. But just let people know what they're getting into. Because you might think, people are going to like, but that's their thing. Everybody is someone else's thing. You don't know that until you see it, or until you're, interacting with people. You've seen 2 people who are, the ugliest people you've ever met, and you're like, they're in love. And you're like, great, that's amazing. You formed a connection. I know that sounds mean. I'm sorry. It's a very positive festival. I'm trying to keep it positive. Have one of your body, because nothing's worse than going into a situation and being like, oh, So that was from 15 years ago, and the first thing you've now told that person is you're a liar, and you're not afraid to lie to make yourself look better. That's like the first thing that's the first thing you said. And it'll still work for you. Guys will meet you and then still have sex with you, but that's probably not what you were looking for because I've seen so many no hookups. This is the best advice I ever got about online dating or any dating in general or actually just being a person. But my friend said this to me. She was like, I really wish more profiles and people in general had the quiet confidence of this is who I am. And that's perfectly okay if you're not into it because I like myself and there's that. That's like the best advice I can give. Anyway, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you can woo for that. Great. Yeah, hell yeah. Let me see where I'm at on time before I make it. Oh, perfect. Okay, great. We're killing it. That's like, because here's the thing. You can just list out a bunch of hobbies, but like the only time I'll say that is important is if you have a thing that is a deal breaker. Anything that is like a straight up, like you can't survive without that. Like if you're real into fisting, put in your profile. Don't groan. Some people are. I don't know. Someone went like this to me. Because you're not going to be happy unless, like, don't try and, like, convince someone to be into it. Because that's just going to be an awkward conversation. That's the thing about online dating. Be yourself. It sounds shitty and you might feel insecure about putting yourself out there, but, like, that's who you are and that's probably not going to change. So if you be yourself, find someone who likes you for yourself. All right, thank you guys. I'm David Piccolomini.